Right, so I've just finished up at the post office, and it's starting to add up a lot, you know. Like, I think last year I spent just under £2 at the post office alone, and it begs the question, which, to be fair, a lot of you asked: how profitable is the plate industry, and like how do I do? So without going too ins and outs, obviously, like, you're not the tax man, but I'm gonna go home and I'll show you the ins and outs, how much it costs for everything, and if it's something you might be interested in. I'll see you at home. Right, so we are here in the plate base. It is in my house, which does help because it doesn't cost me anything. Like, it costs me a bit for like rent, but no big overhead. So God forbid I have a quiet month, I'm not going to close down, hopefully. So we're going to go into like the ins and outs of how much it will cost me. Is it worth it? Obviously, there's the startup cost, fixed cost, running cost, all that kind of stuff. Things you might not even think about. So if you do enjoy, leave a like and subscribe. And yeah, let's get into the costs of a plate business. So to begin with, we've got the obvious things, the characters, whether it be 3D or 4D. Now, I think for my 3Ds, I pay around 80p per 10. That's per 10 of each one. And I think for the 4Ds, it's around 50 or 60p. I'm not entirely sure, and obviously whoever you get your things from, whoever your supplier is, they're all roughly the same price. Some are a bit more, some are a bit less. I'm happy with my prices now. I probably could get a bit cheaper, but we've grown like a rapport over the years. So that is a fixed cost. But then there's small things you don't think about, like the organisation. You need somewhere to hold it all. I also offer key rings, and obviously this is all the keyring stuff. Again, you need to think of the organisation. You got to keep on top of it all. There's a lot that goes into it. One of the biggest things is obviously the plates themselves, whether it be full size, short, the bags, whatever it may be. It all adds up. I think if I buy a pack of 100 plates, it costs me around 250 quid. If I buy a pack of the reflectives, it costs around 100 to 150. So you can see it does quickly add up, and these are things you need. So it's like an ongoing cost. You're always chasing your tail. I think last year in postage, I don't know if I said it in this or in my TikTok because I'm filming two at the same time, I spent around £2 in postage alone. That's not including all the stuff you see around. Obviously, the startup costs, it can vary anywhere from like £1 to like £2.5, depending how intense you're going to go. Mine cost me around £2, and that's the printer, roller, laptop, jig, all the characters you see, everything, £2, which is a big upfront cost. But the thing is, with plates, you do well. Now, this is something I have spoken about quite a few times, and it's that I do well because of where I'm based. I'm based where there's not many plates around me, apart from like Halfords. But if you actually type in plates in my area, I rank first. So as for like business around me, I do well. And that's what, in my opinion, keeps the business afloat. Whereas if I was just doing online, I'd change the way that I approach it. So I probably would still be all right. But as of right now, my online presence isn't anywhere near as big as my presence in the area, for example. Now, a big pro is stuff like that. That's my personal plate. I get it for free. So there's pros and cons. Now, to me, plates are like the coolest thing ever. So to get my own plates for free, I'm happy with that. Obviously, all the private plates are bought through the business, so they kind of don't cost me anything. Listen, I've done it for 5 years. I wouldn't carry it on if it wasn't worth my time. But, and it's a big but, I think it's worth my time because of, as I said, the area. I do well in my area. I think if it wasn't the way it is, I don't know, but I just know, me personally, that is what keeps my business afloat. Just because it's profitable, don't jump into it. It may not be profitable in your area. I know some areas are absolutely crowded with plate people, whereas mine isn't. Know the industry, know what you're getting yourself into, because yeah, that's the last thing you want to do is, as I said, invest at least £2 to then not have the customers. I would recommend it. I always do. And if you ever need any plates, go in the description, yfreshplates.com. There is also a 10% off code, whether you want some physical plates, a private plate. You can use the 10% off on a private plate, whatever you want to do. And that's what I'm going to talk about now. So as well as the actual plates as well, I do obviously private plates, which is a big thing for me. I also do like key rings and stuff. We offer a company called Hold My Plate. It's a kit to take your plate on and off, like a slider kit. We offer so much more than just plates. And obviously that kind of stuff isn't out of the blue for a plate company. But what my point there was, diversify, be open, be like, keep your eyes out, keep your ears open, and just chase opportunity. These side things don't make or break my business, but it's nice to top it up. I'm sure it makes sense. I can't think of the words. What I'm trying to say is, don't just do, well, you can just do plates, but in the business world, that's probably not the smartest choice. Completely your choice, but me personally, I like to offer as many things as possible. So God forbid one drops off, the rest are still up. Does that make sense? But yes, the costs of a plate business are ridiculous. Now, there's obviously other costs which I haven't even spoken about, which is the £40 fee per premises. And then there's obviously tax, insurance, all that kind of stuff. That all depends on you. It's an expensive game, but in my opinion, because I'm so into the whole plate world, it's worth it. So yeah, hopefully you have enjoyed this like insight. Leave a like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you again. Cheers.